All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders from Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to you, Akim, the brothers that's pushing this word throughout the four corners abroad with truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Akim Wa'ath. Peace and blessings to the brothers and sisters that may be tuning in, studying, and learning under the vibration of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is the brother Taza Ward Bonaparian from the GMS Boston camp, back here with a quick lesson. Again, with another warning, another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, to give you, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you got to get right, man. You got to get right, man. We're in these last days, man. We're in these end times. The Lord left these signs, these wonders, these clues for us to indicate, to measure, and to be circumspect. And ultimately, for us to be the watchers, the prophets, to be the seers, we're supposed to watch over the flock, feed the lambs, feed the sheep, man. And we're here to tell you that, hey, the judgment, the day of the Lord is soon to come, man. And we're in the time and the sentiment of war. A time of hate, a time of chaos, a time of tribulation. Heavy judgment is going to come throughout the four corners of the earth because it was written, and we know it's mainly going to come ultimately to Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. The Lord is using these other nations and military, other militaries and other people in position and power, mainly in the East. They're getting ready for war. The Lord is putting that sentiment that in the king's heart, man, to get them prepared for war. But meanwhile, here in America, you Babylonians, we are being distracted with the folly of the world, man. The fluff, the entertainment, the Hollywood lifestyle. Just the bullshit of America to keep you distracted to not knowing what's going on. But America is soon is going to be on the brinks of going to World War III. And this is all biblical prophecy. This is ultimately going to lead to the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America, man. And only the remnant of Israel are going to be able to see these things, to repent and seek after Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And ultimately, the elect are going to be delivered from Babylon the Great when it's being destroyed. That 1/3 that's spoken about in Zechariah, the 13th chapter. That's talking about a judgment that's going to come to America, man. So the 1/3 is going to be delivered, and 2/3 of Israel are going to be cut off and die. That's taking place here in America. But all these things, these articles, these news events, these articles again, or headlines, are going to take place, man. And we're one step closer to bringing through the Spirit World War III, and it's all through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So I have on the headlines on the app endtimeheadlines.org. But real quick, I wanted to bring out this scripture, Revelations 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. When you see woe, that means death and destruction, man. But it's really talking about World War III is coming quickly, man. World War I and World War II already passed. And that Third World War, which was roughly 80 plus years since World War II, it's coming quickly. We on the brinks of war. World War III is inevitable, and we know that this war is going to be shot by them ICBM missiles. This war, this battle. Real quick, let me get that Isaiah 5 and 9, and it reads Salaki, I always get it confused. It's Isaiah 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, and this battle. This war shall be fought with burning and fuel of fire. And it's going to be by them arrows that the prophets of old seen, man, and they had the vision and they prophesied about. These arrows are talking about the ICBM missiles. The thermonuclear missile is going to be shot from one end to the earth, man. And the Lord, again, is putting the spirit in these kings and these presidents and these people in high places to get ready and geared up for war. Real quick, what's that? Proverbs, I believe it's 21. Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of waters, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Salakia. Yeah, so the king's heart, Lahab, which is the mind, is in the Lord, is in the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We know, as accordance in the same chapter, man's goings is of the Lord. What's that? Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So this is ultimately of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's putting the spirit in these kings and these other nations to get ready and prepare for war. So when you see them doing nuclear drill, drills, shooting up ICBM missiles, military strategy or drills and stuff. This is all the Lord's put in the minds in these kings' heart to get prepared for this upcoming war, man. And we know that this war is going to be with burning and fuel of fire through them arrows. So real quick, I got in this article, End Time Headlines. The first, this one right here is Insider's Fear. Salakia for all the ads, man. Insiders fear this will be the year that North Korea will fire nukes. Hey, and that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, starting from the apostles and bishops and elders and brothers on down from Great Millstone. We've been giving you warning, been prophesying, even when war looked like it was not even prominent. The apostles and bishops and elders been prophesying this for decades, that World War III is going to take place. America is going to be shot at with multiple nukes or multiple arrows or multiple ICBM missiles from all these other countries, mainly Russia, Iran, North Korea, India. These are all Iraq. This is all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, So, hey, man, it's inevitable. Insiders fear that this will be the year that North Korea will fire nukes. In his most intensive drive for power over the Korean peninsula since his father's death more than 12 years ago, North Korea's Kim Jong-un is mounting a blitzkrieg of weapon tests and rhetoric. Real quick, I want to search this. Blitzkrieg is an intense military campaign intended to bring about a swift victory. And through these thermonuclear missiles, it's going to bring swift victory. Ultimately, this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the mindset, not just Kim Jong-un, this is the same mindset that the Lord's hand put on these kings' heart with Vladimir Putin, with the Ayatollah, with all these leaders, and mainly in the East. They want to blitzkrieg with swift destruction America, man. An intense military campaign intended to bring about a swift victory. Hey, man, and it's going to take place. This is going to take place, man. Let me read that again. North Korea's Kim Jong-un is mounting a blitzkrieg of weapons tests and rhetoric. His goal is to conceive both his own people and his enemies that he'll risk a second Korean war to reunite North and South Korea under one-man rule. Because I believe South Korea is allies with the U.S. So, this is going to cause tension between U.S. Again, because we know Esau, he's the helm, the so-called white man. He's the helm. He's not a keeper at home, man. He always has his democracy throughout the four corners of the earth, setting up garrisons and military base. He's not a keeper at home, man. So he's trying to, again, as that blessing, he got the fatness of the whole earth, man. So he thinks that he can be a busybody and be in every country's business, man. And ultimately, these other nations are fed up, man. They're ready to blitzkrieg. Mainly, their main enemy is America, man. Continuing on, man. Buoyed by his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Kim is shipping artillery shells and missiles for Russian forces bogged down in Ukraine while spreading fears of a grand plan to take over South Korea. Hey, see? So his ally, which is Vladimir, and the Russians, they shipping artillery shells and missiles. Real quick, let me go into the scriptures, man. Because again, we know this is all of the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is his will. Hey, the Lord is getting prepared. These heathens, these other nations are ready for war. Joel 3:9, and it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Hey, plowshares and pruning hooks are farming and agriculture tools, man. And now he's saying turn those tools from farming and agriculture, turn them into artillery and weapons, man. Artillery shells, missiles, grip up. The Lord's putting in that the king's heart, being prepared for war, man. Verse 11, and let the weak say I'm strong. Now these other nations, whether it was small nations, whether they've been bullied by the hammer of the whole earth, which is America, now they feel that there's a level playing field because they have access of the ICBM missiles. Plus they got Russia, Vladimir, holding them down, being their big brother, looking out for them. So they're poking out their chest. It says, let the weak say I'm strong. Because they know they just with a couple of nukes, they can utterly destroy Babylon the Great, aka America, man. Hey, and it's prophesied, Babylon the Great is going to get hit with 200 million warheads, man. The lake of fire that John the Revelator seen and prophesied was referring to Babylon the Great. That line of confusion. You're not going to know which state. You're not going to know California from Las Vegas, from Texas to New York to Massachusetts, Florida, so on and so forth. It's just going to be a whole pool or a lake of fire, man. That's referring to Babylon the Great. And that's going to lead from World War III. We're one step closer to the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. Continuing, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And ultimately, the Lord's going to, kill two birds with one stone. He's going to get all these other armies and nations over there by the so-called Middle East, around Saudi Arabia, around Iraq. All these other militaries are going to go and fight. But it's going to be the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High's judgment. He's going to ultimately destroy these militaries as well. Yahweh Shai is going to appear with the Lord of hosts, the chariots, man, and ultimately bring destruction on these military forces, man, over there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. But all these missiles are going to be shot from their silos, and majority of all these other nations ICBM missiles, they're shooting themselves or putting themselves in array against Babylon, meaning their main target is America, man, and that's biblical, man. So let me get real quick, since I quoted that beloved Jeremiah, I believe that's Jeremiah 51. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. I'm gonna get that Lord's will too. Jeremiah 51. But Jeremiah 50, and I'll read verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Amen. And this is poetry at motion, man. These arrows are going to be shot like from an archer, man. The missiles are going to leave its silos, and none is going to return in vain. Once they remove out them silos, they're going to hit its target. Let me drop down to verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited. It's talking about Babylon the Great, America. It's not going to be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend a bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, For the fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Hey, that oppressing sword is right here, man. Them nukes, them thermonuclear missiles, ICBMs, man. And this is going to cause mass death, man. But continuing on into this article, the dream is to fulfill the vision of his grandfather, regime founder Kim II Sung, who tried and failed to conquer the South in the First Korean War. Kim's big talk, his decisions to give up all pretense of dealing with South Korea, above all his dedication to a nuclear program capable of inflicting mass death from Northeast Asia to the U.S., has experts forecasting more and bigger weapons tests on top of unremitting threats, man. And that's the sentiment, man. Again, World War III is inevitable. It says the second war is past, but behold, the third war coming quickly. But let me get also Revelations, the 9th chapter. And Revelation 9, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there comes two woes more hereafter. And again, World War II already passed, and we on the brinks of World War III, man. Hey, we on the brinks. That's the sentiment. Again, I'm reading from end time headlines. We in these latter days. So it behooves you to know what time that we're in, man. You know, we're in the time of war and not of peace, man. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Let me jump down to verse 8, as you see in the yellow highlight. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. And we're in a time of war and a time of hate, man. So it behooves you guys to get right, man. And measure the time diligently. And get right with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Repent. Seek him 10 times more, man. You know. Follow the teachers that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua set up, which is the apostles and bishops and elders and brothers on down from Great Millstone. Because we're the ones that's occupied in prophecy. We're the one that got there's the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is the testimony of prophet, which is the spirit of prophecy, Salakia. You know, we the ones through the spirit got the testimony of Yahweh Shai, staying in prophecy, man. And hey, America's going to be destroyed by these thermonuclear missiles. Before World War III and these missiles are shot off, we know that America's going to implode within itself. It's going to be civil unrest. It's going to be martial law, Jacob's trouble, the famines, pestilence, you know, seditions, earthquakes in diverse places. The Lord's going to bring plagues upon the earth, man. You know, that MOTB, the C-HIP being made mandatory. That's going to take place here in America, you know. But then the icing on the cake, the cherry on top is them ICBM missiles being shot from these other nations, from these other armies. They're going to shoot their missiles, and they're not going to spare none. They're going to eradicate Babylon the Great, man. And that's prophecy, man. So, man, with that, I pray everything was edifying. I know it was a quick lesson. I could have brought plenty more scriptures, but, you know, I got to get back to plantation. But again, I pray everything was edifying. I want to say, call, halayim la, Yahweh, B'Shem, Yahushai, B'Shem, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to the Bayaf, that would die, the house of David, the elect. Until next time, I want to say, Shalom.